In this episode, I will be here discussing a comparison of the human affluence of the three things and the things. So the human has a performation that they imperformated and they willingness somehow to the conduct of their behavior. What the people have learned, they want to somehow to their speech to other people, to teach and taught. And therefore, if there is some humankind of the things and doings, it's easier to show it to other people when you are in a war of the doings and things, and therefore. So here in this episode I will be the most important talking about the world, about the human beings. When a human beings itself in the war game, the war is not just only abuse the human beings and so on, but abuse the world is full of the plenty of other things. In this camera, basically, talking about this here, I will go to this talking about the camera before the super. So it's a loaded parodic camera, and it's just a price because I want to keep it abuse is alive. The best thing is the less cause any kind of taste. The lens here is getting all kind of the dirty where my mount itself and the price. So it's very important. It's also the camera lenses to be cleaned and abused at the time because it already can have a kind of turn and it's improved for simple and heavy users better to camera lens. Through these optical lenses, obviously this camera has plenty of different variety. The LCD monitor itself, what is absolutely invisible now, is all the time running when it should have a setting to be run it off. At present, there might be some setting to turn its display on, even to record in the videos. What in this kind of case isn't possible. So as a video camera, this camera itself doesn't work in the best possible, the simple, using a waste of the time of itself. And there is plenty of different options with this. I say that this is not completely an optical camera won't be not completely overhaul the situation of this because there is plenty of other things to make it this as a working unit. And a working unit you have optically also to how to change the heat transportation. So the question is like in any engineering mechanics physics itself, to looking for after the products and looking for how long it can last us. What is the life of the sub product? Here's the product is in this time is this camera. And it changes the cameras, there's plenty of the video cameras around, web cameras, any kind of the cameras, different uses. And abuse the people want as best quality cameras as possible and as cheap price as possible and as good a lifetime durability endurance. Endurance of these cameras it depends on the manufacturing and what kind of the hazards is coming if when it wait a long time turn except for the so the products obviously was to rig it and it's easy to break down if you drop it down into place. Any kind of test is easy to conduct it with the plastic parts and the glass and metal pieces. All of this heavy weight itself is easily to destroy camera if it hit from to some altitude from a heavy object or crowd. Some with heavy impact here, therefore impact a heavy slow motion immediately may be breaking apart to the parts of the different components or the face of the cameras. The camera lenses is one of the things what might be getting dirty inside time. Example, the condition like a heavy humidity of a days somehow in the longer times can be somehow electrical. When you go to digital video cameras, the digitality of course is the running of the electricity on it currently. All of the times electricity meaning that it's important making sure that all these video cameras on the electricity will be to really reduce the taste and how it's necessary to make taste. And when digital separation for the type system for the video cameras have been collected and educated from board. And therefore all the data is created by digital cameras. They have the most hazard detection than the type question because it's a more electric parts, but when it comes to video cameras, after video cameras itself have the simple video capabilities. There's a running of the video itself is not some big deal of itself. And the video camera hazard, as I tell you, dropping the fall altitude the impact pressure, there's also wear of abrasive if my hand adhesive forces. oppressive forces caused by the grit, holding and touching to cameras, keeping it straight forward. There is abuse of time and entropy abuse are the universal forces what simply affect to everything, but lesser extent to the small or short time frame. The point here is a heating, one of the most important things, seeing what breaking camera apart. Heavy heating or conduction heat in the orange time, a break apart except a conventional heating, badly the heat will be conventional out of the cameras, what be heating internal parts, which might be example melt together in a longer distance, example plastic, and a material very susceptible to damage due to the heating or other time. There is also the question what kind of the parts of camera are the more susceptible to different kind. There is a physical damage and then there is a damage caused by the long distance users. And the question is what is the mean time? It says if I will be to get 500 hours of the product or video of myself as the camera, well, how much the time of this occasion, and exceptionally when it is a question how much it can be sustained of the stress or the time itself is 500, 5,000, 1 million hours example, which is very unlikely that the video cameras would be less as much be 1 million hours. It's pretty hard to actually test it because you have a single camera and you basically should be running with the 1 million hours. So the single camera stable in the normal use, this kind of this measure it exactly. Because the user have a different point. This camera itself it have been less attached, so it should be alive. But again, there's only oppressive forces, what the less distraction over towards the camera itself. The key we put it in a stable places, and therefore not too much swinging or anything. The mechanical forces, any kind of forces, it's a comprise. Now the only forces are the reason of breaking the forces come from a nature or the materialistic building of the construction of the camera and how well it can sustain. Different electrical parts and of use also to wear or having over time somehow to be get used and therefore lose their function over time. These electric parts are the major component of the inability to working of the cameras, and therefore because these are inside the chips or some metallic parts, and therefore the most able effect. Also there is a battery, and the battery which every time needly reloaded when it have lost all its power, every time is somehow losing the ability to regain the energy and somehow over time there is some kind of the chemical leak over this material that will be losing plenty of its ability to first to earn and forest and to capture energy. Alright, that's enough attention talk with the cameras. But now we're talking about the personal identity side. The personal identity, the personal choice, in a simple, the manufacturing companies. In this kind of companies, there is 5, 6, 10 companies in the world. You cannot become a choice. Alright, what about if I create my own company there? Alright, it has nothing to do with the speech I previously said in the same video format. It was a pretty big deal of alright, but therefore, and just, and this is how I'm looking for my battler, class of the battler of the water. Simple to get into my try and chart or part of the little bit water and moisture there. Yes, I'm happy to be able to simple to do it as in fashion there's a limit of the things. Every time a limit what you guess. Alright. And the wonderful thing is the personal mode with interaction just you simply what is the image of other people's of the yourselves and when you have a function in themselves. You just find that other people find you useful and not too negative or not too kind of the passionate and a negative about approach. So overall you have at last been in the plus side, the positive. And when the other people view as a negative as you persons, it's you figure the person undesirable of them and unwilling to themselves confront having any this interaction or at last to live in with these people for a distance because your affection of them also affects their ability to live even the longer distance depending of the power and ability to influence over larger distances. This kind of relationship with people's simple result of the people's themselves they find the right to vacate, they do fight the part of portion. and simple the personals who are themselves very eccentric, and willing to make other people's work good can gain their own taste. It's not something like talking, this is to make it true of the beef.